Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining the scope. All my replay viewers, thanks for joining. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining. We're going to get started in just a moment. We're going to be talking about Facebook marketing, how to market your music using Facebook. Giving a few little tips and tricks that I found along the way to help you guys out. I'm going to get started in just a minute. If you're new to my scopes, I always start with a song. And our soundtrack tonight is Dwele. I had Subject playing earlier, but now I'm playing Day at a Time from his one of his first albums called Subject. This is Day at a Time. So, if you guys also are new to my scope, feel free to go ahead and swipe the screen. Follow me. And also, if you have some friends, thanks for inviting your followers. I'm just getting to that. If you have some friends on Twitter or Facebook, Twitter or Periscope, feel free to go ahead and share this out. You just swipe and click share. Hi, Dre Boosh. Thanks for joining. I hope I said that right. So yeah, if you've been new to my scopes, make sure you follow me. Go ahead, make sure you share this out to your followers on Twitter and on Periscope if this information may be useful to them. And I am Rachel, Media Maestro. I work with independent artists, musicians, producers, and DJs. I help them market their music and grow their fan base through the use of creating structures, strategies, and systems online and offline. So today we're focusing on online strategies, specifically with Facebook and your Facebook profile. I haven't gotten so much into Facebook groups and Facebook business pages just yet. I did one little scope, but today I'm talking about one little trick I want to show you guys with your Facebook profile, your personal page. So that's what we're talking about today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn our little music down a little bit. Well, I'll just probably pause it. So at this point, if you've been following my previous scopes, you've already set up your profile page. You've optimized with the tips that I've given you as far as your about section and your tabs and all that good stuff. And so today we're going to be talking about your friends list. Show you something that maybe some of you may not have known that you can do with your friends list. So I'm going to show you my friends list. And one thing that people don't know with Facebook, if it's kind of similar to Twitter, so I'm not sure if you're familiar with Twitter, you can create lists of people that you want to follow or look more into. You can do the same thing with Facebook. You can create lists. You can segment your friends list into subcategories of additional lists. And I need to explain to you a little bit about why that's important as an artist, as a musician. So first off, I need to go back and talk about Facebook algorithm. If you've noticed over the past few years, Facebook is not time sensitive in a sense that it's not like Twitter where things are showing up. Or I don't say Twitter because Twitter's starting to change too. But Instagram is not like Instagram where everything is shown in time order. If you notice, you may see a post from 2 days ago. You may see a post from yesterday. You may right behind a post from 2 hours ago. And that's because Facebook has changed the way they create or they roll out your timeline. That's all based on engagement. They'll show you posts from your friends with higher engagement. They'll also show you posts of friends who you engage with on a more regular basis. So you may have noticed that when you log into Facebook, the friends that you talk to the most on Facebook, you see their posts in your newsfeed. And so I know some people may have thought, well, some of my other friends just don't post on Facebook. I just miss them. Not necessarily. It's just the way Facebook is set up and it's designed to show you the people that you engage with most often and who have posts that have a lot of engagement on them. So as an artist, you can use this to your advantage in a few ways. So one suggestion would be to segment your list by location. And by that, I mean, you can go through your friends list, because not everyone is from where you're from. You can go through your friends list and you can create a list based off of location. And I'm going to turn this around so I can show you what I mean. So here's my friends list. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining. We're talking about friends list here on Facebook and how you can segment your list. So right now I'm talking about how you segment it by location. So, for example, let's say so you go to your friends list, and where it says add to another list, you're going to click to add another list. And then some lists will pop up. These are all the lists that some are, the first few are created by Facebook. These are populated based on my about section. So I have lists about Media Maestro, so people who have quote unquote worked at Media Maestro, or people who have gone to the same high school and college that I've attended, or people who live in the city where I live, or people I've listed as family. Those are already automatically populated by Facebook based off of your profile. But then you can create other lists. And so if you scroll all the way down, you see create new lists. So let's say I want to create a list of New York folks, right? So I'll just put New York and hit enter. So now that I've added this person to my New York list, right? And I'm going to add a couple more to my New York list just for the hell of it, just to kind of give you an idea of how to do it. So you're going to go down. Since I've already created the list once before, I can just scroll down. There it is now, New York. And then I'm going to add another one, New York. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Okay, now let me show you what this looks like now. So I go to home, go back to my news feed. On that left side, wait. Oh, it didn't show. Let's see. Oh, let me go back. I forgot. Oh, wait. Let's try it again. If I go to friends, here we go. That's what I was looking for. I go to friends. And then let's say New York. I'm going to go ahead and add that to my favorites. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to friends, then I click to my New York, and I'm going to click add to favorites. Now what favorites is going to do is make it a bookmark on my home page. So I just added New York to my home page. I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing this in just a second. So I can go back to my favorites. And if I scroll down, oh, I went too far. There is my New York list. So it's only going to show me the posts from those people on that list. Okay. Remember, these are the 3 people that I added to my New York list. It's just a fake list I created just because, right? Now, why is this important? So when you go to that particular list, you're only going to see the posts from those particular people on that list. Now, remember what I told you. Facebook, in your newsfeed, Facebook only shows you posts from people that you engage with often, or people who have engaging posts. Now, this is kind of a way to get around that that type of algorithm where you can choose who you want to see. Now, the reason I said you can segment, or you should segment, your list by location is for as far as music purposes are concerned. When it comes to booking gigs around the country, and then when you start to branch out past your hometown, you can always refer back to this list, and you can see all of your contacts, all of your friends in that location. And then let's say, for example, you have a gig, you have a gig coming up, you have a show coming up, or you're planning a show in a month in New York. So you can start going to this list specifically and engaging with these people on that list. Not necessarily promoting that you have a show coming up, but you can start to engage with them, interacting with their posts. And what that does, inadvertently, what that does is create a relationship, a social media, Facebook relationship with them. Therefore, when you do that and start interacting with them, Facebook will say, oh, these people are kind of connected a little stronger than a normal Facebook relationship. So what they'll do is start showing your posts in their newsfeed. So it's a way. So when you do start to promote or suggesting or telling people or making posts about your show in New York, these people in New York will start seeing that post in their Facebook timeline automatically, because you've already started to develop or create a deeper relationship with them via their news feeds. So that's one way you can use Facebook friends list, by segmenting by location for promoting purposes, for you when you're gigging, or if you're planning on expanding to a different market. You can reach out to that network to see if they'll be willing to partner with you or help you in those endeavors. So that's one way, by location. The other I would suggest is segmenting by profession. Now, if you look at my list, I have made a couple lists. These are not all my lists, but here's a couple lists. I have musicians and singers. These people are my friends who are musicians and singers. And the reason I have mine segmented this way is so that I can, see them, because sometimes it gets lost in the shuffle. Like I said, based off of Facebook algorithm, I may not see all these posts, but I do want to engage with these people, these musicians and singers, because these people that I support, either I support them or I work closely with them. So to make sure that we stay connected, they see me, I see them, and I stay at the top of their minds, and they stay at the top of mine. I create a separate list for them. The same way as an artist or a musician, independent artist, producer, DJ, if you have potential clients that you would like to work with, let's say you are a singer-songwriter, and you may want to create lists of producers that you may want to work with or who you support. You may create I'm trying to turn this around. You may create a list of drummers, a list for guitarists, a list of keyboardists, a list of bass, players, a list of promoters, a list of club owners. These are different types of lists that you create as singer-songwriter, people that you may work with or want to work with in the industry. And so you can kind of keep abreast of what they have going on, for one. And then two, you can also start forming a deeper Facebook relationship with them, so that Facebook says, hey, I need to start showing these posts to her or you more frequently, and I need to show your post to them more frequently. So just a way to kind of keep your name at the top of the food chain, so to speak, when it comes to people that you want to work with or engage with. So that's kind of a little tip I wanted to show. That's only a little tip I want to show you tonight about how you can use Facebook, because some people really don't know that they can segment their list that way, and not only they can, but then how to use it to their benefit. Because you can have lists all day, but if you never actually use these lists, go to these lists and actually engage with your list, they'll still be at the bottom, you still be at the bottom of their list. You may not ever see their posts, and they may never see any of yours. So just another way to kind of stay on top of mind. And it's another way of building relationships, because, people only buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And the way to do that, I mean, I know it's kind of, it's not, they're not going to know you as deeply as they would know you in person, but it's still a way to establish some type of relationship with them. You get to see a little bit into their life, and they get to see a little bit inside of yours. Excuse me. And they get to see a little bit inside of yours. So they feel like they know you, and you feel like that you know them. Oh, excuse me, I need some water. So anyway, that's just a Facebook friends tip. So I would suggest for you to sit down tonight and tomorrow and think about some lists that you would like to create. If you are planning, and think about what you have in the plans for the next few months and quarters, even for the rest of the year. What do you have planned? Now, what kind of list could you create to help foster that, or to help facilitate that goal that you have in mind via Facebook marketing? Like I said before, like if you have your goal this year is to create an album. You have some music, so you may want to work with producers. So you might want to start creating a list of producers that you already have on your friends list, right? Or let's say you have an album release or you have an album already and you want to release it. So you plan to release your album this year. So you may want to have a list of publicists or promoters or PR people or consultants. You may have a list of some kind of marketers. Let's say if you are if you're gigging and you kind of want to if you're looking to form a band, you may want to have, like I said, different list of I have a list of just musicians. But you may have a separate list of different types of musicians. Like I only need a drummer, or I'm just looking for a pianist, or you can even just have these lists on hand for if something should happen. You have some people that you can reach out to should something happen unforeseeably right before a gig and you're in need of someone last minute. That may be something you can look into. So musician list, producer list, promoter list, marketer list. If you're looking, again, to gig more often, you may want to start accumulating a list of club owners or venue owners. That's a particular list that you may want to have on there. If you have fans who are like very, 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 very supportive of you, you may want to create a super fan list, because that list, you definitely want to make sure you stay in contact with them and that you are constantly or consistently rather working with them and speaking with them and engaging with them, so that you show up in their feed as well, so that you stay on top of their minds and you get to know your super fans as well, and they stay on top of your mind as well. And you want to foster that type of relationship with those super fans, so they stay super fans, right? So a list of super fans, a list of musicians, or like I said before, if you're looking to expand your market and move out of the city, or start gigging or doing shows outside of the city that you reside in, you may want to look into parsing your list into locations. So all my friends who live in Boston, all my friends who live, even you can do it by city or state, but say all the friends who live in Boston, all my friends who live in Austin, all my friends who live in LA, these are my friends who live in Chicago, these are my friends who live in Seattle, these are my friends who live in Biloxi, these are my friends who live in New Orleans, blah, 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 blah. You kind of get an idea of what I'm saying. That way, you can start reaching out to those folks. And also kind of, depending on who's on your friends, it may even give you a little insight on that market to see if that's even a rich market to move into or expand into. So those are some tips on how to use your friends list to market your music. So it's more of a strategy tonight than it is like a, do now and it's done. It's more of like, this is an ongoing thing. This is not just set and forget it like I did with the profile, the last two scopes about Facebook profiles. It's more of a, ongoing thing. You're constantly getting on. Whenever you log on to Facebook, you should be checking your list first. I wouldn't even say check your timeline. Check your list first. If you made a list, those are your priority. And check those lists first and make sure you stay on top of their minds. So if I don't have any questions, I'll stick around for a minute or two. If I have any questions, I can get off and go to bed. So again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on this scope, and thanking my replay viewers who came on. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see me live and ask any questions you have, but if you do have any questions, there's a link in my bio for my Gig Life to Biz Life group. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. This is my Facebook Gig Life to Biz Life Facebook group. And in this group, I provide some little goodies like a free Facebook audit, but I also provide tips and articles about the industry and about different resources that you can use to market your music. I also have some little inspirational quotes. I also have some files that I created to help you with music marketing as well. I got some files in here for a launch calendar of how, like a release calendar. If you're looking to release your album, this is a little timeline you can follow to kind of get you organized and let you know what you should be doing and when to market and release that album. I have some online and offline resources. I call it Biz Life tools, different tools that you should have in your arsenal that you should be very familiar with to help you to market your music. And I also have some book yourself. These are some tips to be able to book gigs for yourself. If you're new and you haven't really gotten a scene yet, or you only have a few gigs under your belt, you want to get more exposure, I have a few tips on how to go about securing your own gigs. I also have a file in here about the different income streams that you can pull from in the industry. There's more than 15 different income streams, but I only included a file here of just about 15 that you can get started with pulling from or nurturing today. So go ahead, and if you're interested, there's a link in my bio. It's bit.ly/giglife group. And you can request to join. And once you request to join, I can go ahead and add you to the Facebook group. But you have to request to join via the link that's in my bio. And like I said before, if you have any questions for my replay viewers, if you have any questions that you weren't able to ask because you're on the replay, definitely go ahead and request to join for the Facebook group. And once I add you, can go ahead and ask your questions in the group. I'll definitely respond. I'm pretty quick on responding, so my phone stays with me like everybody else. So thanks for joining again. I'm Rachel Garrison with Media Maestro, and I work with independent artists, musicians, and DJs and producers. Hi, Jackie. I'm sorry. We're about to end the scope. I hope you can catch the replay. I work with independent artists, musicians, DJs, and producers, and I help them market their music and grow their fan base by helping them create systems and structures and strategies, just like the one I just showed you about lists, your Facebook list, to market their music. So again, please be sure to follow me and share this out. Oh, sorry, my phone delay. I'm sorry, Jackie, but you can definitely catch the replay for sure. And I thank you for stopping by, even though you didn't catch the whole of it. But you can definitely, like I was stating before, if you have some questions after watching the video or need some help with anything, you can definitely join my Facebook group, and I have a link in my Periscope bio to join my Facebook group, and you can ask all of your questions that you have in there, and there are some little goodies in there as well. So when you watch the replay, you'll see all the goodies that I have in my group and the kinds of things that I offer in my Facebook group. So thanks again, guys, and I'm signing off. See you later.